Hey guys, so I believe many of you know that we are about to get the Phantom banner really soon, which is actually pretty much tomorrow. But you guys probably wasn't expecting me to make this should you pull Phantom banner video because you guys may be like, oh, well, obviously W banner is like right around the corner. Why would we pull Phantom, right? But I still have to make this video, and I have a short answer to give you guys as usual. And I personally would recommend you to pull Phantom, ignoring the whole like, oh, W is your waifu, I must get her, that factor. I think Phantom is a worthy operator for you to pull, and this banner is very important for like a lot of future experiences, and I will talk about some of my personal experience at the end of the video. So if you don't want spoilers, I will give a spoiler warning, as I'm about to give a tiny bit of spoilers, just like not much, but a bit of spoilers. So if you don't want to listen to spoilers, you can just skip that part. I'll give a warning, as I said. So let's begin. So as I said, we're gonna get like the first anniversary thing, and then hence chapter 7 relatively soon, right? We know how they've been delaying chapter 7 for a long time just to bring chapter 7 out, and we're all anticipating it. Why do I still recommend you to pull the Phantom banner? Let's begin. First of all, Phantom. Yes, he's a guy. He's a fast redeploy. He can do crowd control and he can do DPS. He is very special. You might think, oh, he's just another red, he's just another gravel, he's just another whatever. But no, that is not how simple it is. So let's look at his talents first, alright? He can summon a clone of himself. The clone has the same skill as Phantom does and has a separate redeploy time. So the Phantom, the Shadow's redeploy time is roughly about 35 to 40 seconds, but the redeploy time starts counting the moment you place down the Shadow. So let's say you place down the Shadow and it survives. It will not disappear until it dies or you retreat it, right? It does take up a deploy limit, but it will stay on the field. And you start counting down the moment you deploy that unit. The moment you deploy the Shadow, you start counting down 40 seconds. You can retreat and redeploy straight away. That is the difference between like a lot of other summons where it's like, oh, the skill ends and then the thing disappears and then the countdown begins. This one is a bit different. The Shadow can only be on the field when Phantom is on the field. And the Shadow doesn't have like the exact same stat as Phantom does. I think it's roughly around like 80% of what Phantom has, but still that makes it very strong. Why? Let's look at the skills. All right. Skill 1: after deployment, get 50% evasion, physical evasion only. That is, don't mix it up with like all evasion, and obtain a shield that absorbs physical damage equal to 80% of max HP for 10 seconds. This is pretty much gravel, right? The moment you have Phantom, you don't need gravel, pretty much, except for some situations where gravel is still obviously the better choice because a lot of reasons, or when you want both of them on the field. But because Phantom has a Shadow, he can also have another Shadow that has the exact same skill as this. So pretty much you can bait twice with Phantom. Skill 2 is the main skill that you will be using pretty much. After deployment, he will gain 10 layers of stackable attack buff. Each stack gives 20% attack. So you start off with plus 200%, plus 180, plus 160, plus 140, plus blah blah, and then so on. After 10 attacks, the buff will be gone for good. This buff is separate for the Shadow. So let's say you deploy Phantom, he attacks 10 times and then he loses all the buff, right? And then you deploy the Shadow will still have 10 layers of the buff. Now, you might think, wow, that's weird, it's just gone. Like, as long as he attacks the buff is just gone, right? That's kind of awkward, but look at it. The duration is infinite. So as long as he's on the field, if he doesn't attack, the skill will always be there. And that will make him a really good operator to stay on the field. So he's not your typical deploy and then retreat type of operator. Unlike Project Red, he is quite capable on staying on the field, and then his shadow can also support that. Phantom is very good. Now, skill 3. After deployment, immediately deal 300% physical damage to all nearby enemies in this 8 squares next to him. Push them away with small force. Additionally, randomly apply slow, bind, or stun for 4.5 seconds. There's a bit of an RNG, so it might not be like the most stable thing, but as you can see, this is really similar to Red's stun, except that there's a bit of fluctuation between your luck, obviously. So yes, you can use this skill as like a Red replacement because he does have a bigger area than Red does, which makes him really good as well for crowd control. You can use him for attack and just stay on the field attack kind of operator, because his stat is actually very good for only 10 cost. His cost is only 10 and the shadow only costs 5 DP. And with this kind of stat, he is a very good operator to stay on the field. Now, I explained why Phantom is good, but you think that's the only reason Phantom Banner is worth pulling? No. We have Shamare. Shamare is a supporter, right? She deals debuff to enemies. You look at her talent, it's like when enemy who's in that range has lower than 40% HP, apply weakening, it's like, oh, this is just another permanent, what the hell? Why would we want another similar, exact same character, right? No. Skill 1 is pretty good, okay? Attack increase, damage increase from talent increased by, increase the talent effect by 1.8, and for infinite duration, you're like, oh, okay. So you just have to give her a 70-second warm-up, and then she can deal pretty much a pretty consistent debuff. But that's not what makes her so good. Skill 2 gives her a curse stall, and you can drop the curse stall wherever you want. The curse stall will give all nearby enemies minus 50% attack and defense, and destructs after 15 seconds. So, have you ever come into this situation? There's this enemy, it's like kinda tanky, not really tanky, but just for some reason tanky enough that your extra is barely dealing damage. Have you ever experienced that? I believe you have. So, with Shamare's Doll, what you can do is, as extra charges her skill 3, deploy the doll, inflict minus 50% defense to the enemy, and extra will shred that enemy to pieces in no second. Now, if there's this boss that usually is so tanky that your extra feels like she's dealing no damage whatsoever, minus 50% defense instantaneously gives your extra that power she always lacked. Not only that, minus 50% attack. Do you understand what minus 50% attack even means? Someone could one-shot everything. Like, a bit of a spoilers at the end, but like, let's say there's like this enemy that's just so powerful, like in CC, so powerful. You debuff them, and they can't even one-shot you anymore. It will give you so much possibility with this minus 50% attack and defense. This is so good, and the skill is only 30 SP. So every 30 seconds, you can deploy a doll. Every 30 seconds, one doll. And obviously, she's just your typical, like, supporter kind of range, kind of do that, but that's not the point. Also, her cost is very low. Why not? This doll will come in very handy for some really interesting plays that I will talk a bit about in the spoilers, which is actually about to start now. So, spoiler warning. I have to talk about my experience in my CN account. So many of you might not know, but my CN account is a complete free-to-play. Pretty much, except like the monthly card for like once or twice at most, but that's the most I've ever bought. I'm pretty much a free-to-play. So back when the CN had its first anniversary, everyone was like, oh my god, we got to save for W. Why would I want to pull a guy when I have W coming around the corner, right? I was that guy. I was just like many of you. I was like, I'm just gonna skip Phantom Banner and we will save to pull my waifu. I ended up doing 200 pulls on the W banner and I didn't get her. And I also didn't get Phantom. So what's the result of that? I believe many of you know that the Suzuna event came after Chapter 7 in CN. So I first tried Phantom in TWEX8. I believe many of you still have that stage in mind. It was really disgusting, Mudrock and all that crap going on. I borrowed a friend's Phantom for the challenge mode of that stage, and I never found the stage so easy. He literally carried me through that stage with ease because of his pure strength. Alright? And then, a bit more spoilers, roguelike mode that we're going to get very, very soon. If you can manage to get Phantom in roguelike mode, you pretty much finished half of the run. For guaranteed. You're guaranteed to finish half the run for free. That is how strong he is. Just because he can summon two. He's pretty much two characters at the same time. Phantom is worth your pull. As long as you're not like, oh, W is 100% waifu, I must get her. I must give everything I have to her. Even though I don't have 300 pulls, I might not even get her because I probably only have like, what, 200 pulls at most. Even though there's still a chance I can get W, so why would I want to pull Phantom? He is just a dude. I don't want a dude. I don't want a strong dude. I just want a relatively not as, you know, commonly used W. But because she's waifu, I want her. You can do you. But my suggestion is Phantom and Shamare must pull. Okay? Now, let's talk about Shamare. Shamare was actually quite commonly used in CC Season 3. You're like, oh my god, that's far. That's like super far away. No. Actually, no. Because looking at Joestar, they might delay Chapter 8 to 1.5th anniversary or something like that. So if you look at our current event, we are probably like 5 events before CC Season 3, and that's after Chapter 7, that is. So Chapter 7, like 4 more events roughly, and then CC Season 3 is gonna drop on ahead. That's how fast it's coming. And Shamare, if you want to do like this special run and you let's say you want to do Silver Ash Kill, Shamare gonna be super helpful. There's going to be this super disgustingly strong enemy, this enemy caster, and having that minus 50% from Shamare's Curse Stall will help with that enemy so much. Trust me, this banner is a must pull for me, and I have asked many CN players that are very good at the game, like max risk and like full on max potential, everyone pretty much that I know of that play the CN server thinks that this banner is a must pull. Don't be fooled by W banner. Don't be fooled by W. Don't be fooled by waifu, except waifu is pretty much the main reason that we're playing this game. But don't be fooled by those, and trust me, this banner is worth pulling. And obviously, Shamare is very cute. So if you're into that, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to call FBI. You know how it works, right? We all know how it works. Yeah, that's that. So that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys realized, I actually secretly launched my YouTube membership. If you are really kind and you want to watch more of these kind of contents for the future, maybe consider joining the membership. It's like $2 per month. That's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the Cyberpunk 2077 stream. Bye!